Go.
Hi guys, welcome to another epic episode. This one is going to be a lot more relatable. And today it's me and your girl only. So my name is Tahazo Munakedi. I am an orthotist prosthetist. Don't ask me what I do, please. But I'm kidding. I'm an orthotist prosthetist. In short, do you know Ndanduma Shangu Happiness?
The guy that was competing, an athlete. I think he's an athlete. Yeah.
The Paralympic girl. We make Ndanduma Shangu's legs. So that's what I do.
Correct. Levels.
Yes,
Yeah.
hi. And today I'm rolling with Happiness. Hi, Happiness.
Hi, my baby. Hi. Yeah, this is Happiness, the happy girl. That's how I roll. Welcome to Bay Waves, Bold African Youth. Yes, the only show that is here to break generational curses. I hope you guys enjoy this one.
So today we'll be talking. I'm sure you guys are expecting me to say a topic close to my heart, but then yeah, it's another topic close to my heart. So today we'll be talking the life ladder, because you always hear about your career ladder, your workplace ladder, but then today we're starting from the ground going up. So basically we'll be talking life from high school until employment, until life until you die, from high school until you die, that kind of thing. And yeah, we'll be unpacking a lot of stuff. So grab a pen and a paper for your little sisters. Hopefully they're watching, and your little brothers, because this is something that's going to be more useful to them. But you can also grab a pen and a paper for yourself so that you can grab some things that you're going to say, because guys, it's very much important.
Eriko correct Vanafao. You said we're talking about from high school till employment or till death. I think so we should start there from preschool, because by the time you get to high school, there are a lot of things that have influenced your thinking. Your mind is kind of made up at that point. So we should start there from the roots till the very end.
Well, often the end, we're not even 5 minutes into the show, because I didn't go to preschool, guys.
I'm so sorry. But we're gonna talk about the importance of preschool. Maybe that's why you're so playful.
Yeah, because I didn't get time to play. I skipped preschool. Guys, the stories that they tell me about me quitting preschool. Honestly, I don't feel like that person is me. Because why would I not want to go to school? Because I went to preschool for apparently 2 weeks. Like, guys, 2 weeks. Okay, there's one day that I remember where it was windy, super windy, and I was outside. I was determined to go home. I think that was the last time I went to preschool.
And how old are you, Takato? Since you skipped stages, how old are you?
I'm 21.
What? You should go back to preschool. What are you doing here?
I'm 21. I was born in the year 2000. I'm the ancestor of the 2000 kids. So yeah, I skipped school, and then I went to primary school when I was 5, and I started that February long, so I didn't start. Guys, but anyways, here we are. We're making this for making prosthetics.
Make me understand this one. You are 21. You started working when? Last year or this year?
I started working this year. I graduated. I finished school last year. Then I graduated this year. You don't want to graduate because guys, COVID, yo.
Frustrating everything.
It's yo, bruh. Yeah, like, how old do I look? Because people think I'm in grade 10, guys. I'm your sister.
Yeah. No, back to the life ladder, starting from preschool. I want to know, the career, that one with big times author, what Yes, that's fun.
Yes.
Is it something that you've always wanted as a kid? What did you want to do as a kid, as that primary kid? Oh, well, you script preschool. So, as ngwana grade R, okay, now what is your dream? No ring.
Guys, like, even if you ask me now what I want to be when I grow up, I have no idea. I think I think I've always wanted to be a doctor. Ne? I've always wanted to be a doctor. Throughout my whole school life, I worked towards getting marks that are gonna get me into medicine. And congratulations to me, I got those marks. But am I brave enough to go into the profession? No. But I still want to be, even if you ask me in my sleep, I still want to be a doctor. Um, Medical orthotics and prosthetics came in a very weird way, actually. I still didn't know what I wanted to do when I enrolled at TUT, God 2018. I was 17. I was
What?
17 when I enrolled. So I've been adulting. If you see me go drop guys, let me be. Like, I've been adulting. I'm tired. I'm
From
tired.
a very young age. What? 17 in university.
I remember when I was packing my bags to go to Pretoria, my mom was so stressed. I was this tiny, guys. I was this tiny, like really tiny. And I had this huge bags with me going to Pretoria, and I had no idea what I was walking into. But we came out. What do you want to be when you grew up?
Well, I had two things.
Mm-hmm.
First, I remember in preschool, it was Dabaya. I want to be a pilot, you know? It used to be so cute. When I grew up, I want to be a pilot, da 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 da. Fast forward to primary days, I now changed because being a pilot was not embraced as much as the dog-tied engineer, you know? We barely heard about a pilot. It was just a white man's job. Oh, then getting to the doctor thing, I still remember ke ba botsa gore no nna ke nyako tla ke thusa motswage should be nna ke tlo patedisha batho, you know. So that was my dream as a kid.
What are you now?
I'm many things. I'm many things. I think Santiki Feliz. Um, one, I'm an air traffic service officer, an aspiring pilot, and I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a tutor. What else am I leaving behind? I'm a radio presenter. Hello, honey, hi. So yeah, the list is kind of long because I never wanted to limit myself. In fact, when they tell me that they told me what I cannot, that's where I hate it. Because when I realized the pilot dream, or it's actually possible. I remember but you're scared of heights. How are you gonna survive? You know? And then I also have a speech impairment. Well, a lot of people say it's not noticeable, but I I start, my brain is actually faster than my mouth. So there are a lot of things that I actually want to say, even now, but my mouth is going to fail me. I know. So, yeah, so I've been going into things that they've either told me or I cannot do them or my disabilities. Like, see, for instance, my speech impairment. Here I am on the radio platform speaking, you know, the pilot thing, I'm exploring it. What else have I been told? I've been told a lot of things, you know. But the one that was actually true was the medicine one. You know, I actually thought I would cope at some point, and then it almost kills me. And that's another conversation. Doing something that it's not in line with your abilities, you know. Now my main goal was to help people, you know. It was to help people, and of course the catching in the background, but the catching metric first year, or I'm gonna get a lot of money, I'm gonna buy a mansion, a supercar, and but the main goal was to help my community. So when I decided to switch careers or streams, I then thought, okay, Kana, what was the main goal? Why did I want to do this? And I remembered, oh, okay, it's two things: helping people and catching. So Yamatomo, that one, the one that I wanted to establish so much was taba ya go thusha batho. Then I started thinking, how can I help my community? That's how Lerume Student Association came to life. Well, I am the founder of Lerume Student Association, which is an association. It's made up of tertiary students that help Banabako High School to prepare them. Actually, they prepare them for varsity. They tutor them, apply for them, and mentorship. It's not just academic mentorship, but life mentorship as well. So yeah.
Yo, that's amazing. That's amazing. I wish I had more courage like you, but hey, there's this thing that happens to, I'm gonna say, bright kids. So you're really extremely bright from primary to like getting a 50 out of 50 kilo jaga. You don't even have to study. It's just the matter of looking at your books and be like, oh, that's okay, then cool. Then you get your awards, and then you get to high school. You no longer at your 50s. You now get to your 40s. You get to grade 10.
Yeah.
So it's something that not necessarily happened to me, but in a way it happened, to understand. Like I didn't drop my standards, but the more I passed the year to the next grade, I just get how much do you understand? Because the workload is now piling on you, and then you have to do this, you have to do that. You still have to maintain this. It was a lot. So after grade and also when I got to grade 10, we were enrolled at this project, so you had to pass. You had to like pass your math, pass your science. You fail, they kick you out. You had to pass at your school. You had to pass at Kutlwanong. So you're balancing two things. And that for me was a lot. And that's when I started rethinking my medicine thing. No, guys, no. Like I'm bent out already. So now, the lungs, the throat, the ears, the grandpa, the spring. I'm not going to survive. So that's where the wheel turned. But then unfortunately for me, it didn't turn with solutions. It just turned blank, and I had to sit and think, okay, what now? And there's this guy back home who's kind of like prominent in our industry. So he once had a talk, a motivational speech of some sort at our primary school, but it was long after I was out. And then he was telling the parents, I get the grade 7 farewell function the parents attend. So my mom was there for my little sister, and then he was explaining, when you're explaining authentics and prestige, it's like this nice thing. It's nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's nice, but it's like this nice thing when you want to get in there. So for me, my mom just came home and was like, "There's this man. You should apply for this." Because now I was all over. I was applying for everything in health except medicine. Everything, like I applied for everything except health, except medicine. So I applied go TT the last minute, like it was a last minute thing. I think I was 2 days earlier before applications closed, and from there it was we wait. And I think that was when I learned how important it is to just sit with yourself and like put the bullet, get into you. What is it that I want? Obviously, when I went to, I remember I got asking for what do you think orthotics and prosthetics is. I was just quite, because I had no idea. I was just there like, you know what, ma'am, I don't know. Like, I don't know. We'll just see along the way. I don't know. And yeah, it was until I was doing my practicals, my first practicals in 2018 at Bloemfontein, where I started realizing, oh, this is what I do. Oh, this is this. Oh, you're like that thing where you yeah. So yeah, that was when. But am I happy with my choice? I don't think I am content. I don't think this is a hill I'm willing to die on. Number one being, it's one of those careers where you are told that it's a scarce skill. So you obviously go in there thinking, correct, okay, I'm obviously going to get a job. Now you get into it. Doors are closed, my love. Doors are like those, they're closed. Like they're closed. Sorry. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's either you open up your own practice or you go back to school. Like it's so scarce that even the jobs are scarce. I don't know if that sticks. I think maybe it's because the government doesn't really recognize us.
No, it's not recognized because Lena, I only learned about what you're doing through Kenneth. Otherwise, I didn't even know it exists.
I knew about it when I enrolled. That was when I knew about it. So like the government doesn't see us, like we always have shortages of materials, and like the demand is a lot. Like it's a lot. There's you can't go out and not see someone who needs something that you specialize in, but they just have no idea. Also, like the demand is a lot, but the supply. So the government doesn't really see us. So for you to really succeed in this, you have to like open your own spaza shop and practice from that spaza shop.
But Miguel, I remember you always want a reason to blame the government. And I see you doing it right now. If you're saying the demand is so high, why are you not making doors for yourself? Why are you not?
The materials are expensive, like the startup is expensive. You can start with the smallest things, yes, but it's like it's just expensive, you know. Like one leg, one person, not it let me not get to a leg or something so heavy. Like a neck collar. You'd find it go the private company by the Imagine now you want to start with something as expensive as 2,000. It's the inheritance, guys. Because the startup, you really need quite a lot of money to start. So if you play your cards right, you can. Well, now I'm always like I'm kidding. I'm not one for business. I am a saver. Do you understand? Like I'm a saver. So if I am to go to a private company, I'm only saving to a limited number of people. I'm saving to privileged people. While Magoko I look at the same thing. So that's why I'm really now blaming the government for they should open doors, because a majority of the people who need the services that we offer, they don't have the money to get to the services that we offer. If you take in my industry, it's saturated by white people. It's always white people with the nice, even when a white person comes to the public for maybe a repair on their prosthetic, or it's always nice components, do you understand? So the majority of the people, they're still left behind. Like guys,
should the government, you realize that they're not paying attention to you guys, get somebody from your level. I think you can talk to the management of the hospital that you're working at. If they're telling you no, go knock at the provincial offices. If they're telling, take it up. Do you remember that kid that wrote the letter to the president? How cute was that? We know he doesn't open all letters, but you might be lucky, you know?
My darling, do you know how, I don't know if it's ignorance or it's just lack of information, but even the people who work in the hospital don't know about us. I remember when I was doing my practicals, Bloom, I had to take nurses around to give up and say, oh no, this is this. Oh, it's you guys. Yeah, this is this. Oh, like they have no idea. Even the people that you'd find doctors would rather opt for a surgery on something that we can correct, you know, like a premature surgery, because they do not know. I think medicine, they do this orthotics and prosthetics thing for like 6 months and then that's it. And you cannot cover the whole spectrum of orthotics and prosthetics in 6 months. You'd find doctors prescribing wrong stuff for then it's a constant battle. Do you understand? Like you wake up every day to go to war. So even the people who are in the hospital, before we talk, it's gonna take a lot. But yeah, we are in the process of challenging the government, of bringing light to what we do, so that we can maybe get something. Because it's a lot. It's just a lot.
So we're not in your own personal capacity. What are you doing to raise awareness about what you are doing?
I'm not gonna lie to you, my darling. Nah, guys, the activist in me, the raising awareness person in me is tired. but honestly, right now, I don't have any idea. Because they're introducing a whole new system that's wiping out the system that we graduated from. It's just kidding. It needs like some serious thinking. It needs a sit down and like and like find, okay, maybe if I try this. So now currently, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm just chilling. It's just vibes. It's just vibes.
Okay, maybe we can do something. I mean, Bay Waves is about identifying problems and finding solutions. So we have identified the way it is not known. So how about maybe during holidays or leave break, we go to different schools and we raise awareness about these courses or these careers that are not known, but there's a high demand. Because right now, I tell you, school go the common ones, but we find a lot of graduates very educated. When I tell you honest level, but because what, the demand is very low because everybody has filled up that space. But then you get other careers where they need people. So I think we need to take that upon ourselves or raise the awareness. Maybe Bay Waves is gonna organize something, a whole we can call it a what, traveling province to province, that thing means South Africa go to every province, and so do we go on a journey and just try to identify schools in different provinces and just teach them about these things. And we are also going to have this talk with them. Also told me. So now I'm taking you back to preschool. You did say you wanted to be a doctor.
No, not even mad. I'm just kidding. I don't think I can survive it. Luxury. I love luxury, and my luxury is not having bags and bags and bags of money. No, my luxury is affording time for me to relax. Affording me time to just exist. So being a doctor, it's chaotic. It looks nice on the outside, but I don't think I can stand those long nights. I just don't think I can. Maybe as I grow older, I'll get to that. But then I love my time. I love being out there, but I also love coming back into me and just being with me. So being a doctor it's just.
Wait, but there's that option of opening your own surgery, meaning you can even control the hours. We see doctors mobile 2 till 4, and that's just it.
Again, if ever I'm gonna open my own surgery, I'm gonna need people. You see those people who go to Konga every weekend and buy alcohol with, like, I'm gonna need those people to invest because my services are gonna be for free. One of my biggest dreams is to open a medical center where everything is free. To understand, like, you see this thing is free healthcare. Maybe for admin or anything, but the services.
But isn't that what public hospitals are doing already?
The problem with public hospitals, they have limited resources. So
how are you going to maintain that? Is it a realistic dream? I see that's a dream, but is it realistic? Who's gonna be funding you?
I'm
Because
gonna
every
need, I'm gonna need,
government that has a lot of money is struggling.
that's like,
Yes.
I'm gonna need those people who go to Gonga. So let's turn Gonga into a medical, into a medical center. It might not seem realistic. You don't know how many times I get shot at for this idea, so I don't say it out loud a lot. But I can say it's just calling me. It's always at the back of my mind. A medical center, a medical center. One way or the other, something's gonna give. I don't know what's gonna give, but something's just gonna give. Cause honestly, bruh, I'm too sensitive to people. I'm too sensitive to situations. So the moment I see someone struggling, I immediately find a way to help them. I think what is it gonna cost me the end, but as long as the person is helped. And the kind of people we work with, very delicate people. You find people who have been amputated for years. They don't even have an idea for it. They can get a free leg at the public hospital because it's not. Did you know there's a center called St. Rita's for this? Like there is a center. I once went there and it's always dead, but you see people walking around with no legs. You see people with just injuries still local that could have been solved a long time ago. Mara. But there are people in that center, they're getting paid every month. You just don't know what's missing. Like there's something missing. There's a link missing in our industry. I just do not know what is it that's really missing. But there is something missing. Even if you go to school, there are people who went to school and they're still looking for jobs, even though there's a huge demand for it. So it's just as much as we can bring people into the course, it's just my darling.
No, I understand. I do understand what you're
It's a
saying.
lot.
All right, back to the letter. Still step one, preschool. So what do you think? I want us to identify Matata ko preschool. Oh my God, I keep on forgetting that you didn't go to preschool. But
I had a
anyways,
baby who went to preschool though.
yeah. Let's just try to identify gore bothata bo thomile ko kae clar. In my opinion, I think batswadi goba matitjhara bana ba preschool ba kgethela bana the dream job. Like, you know, when ba dira dilo tsa di graduation, ba tlo go botsa gore wena o re I want to be a doctor, I want to be a teacher. Then that kid carries that whole thing in their mind until they get to varsity and they're like, this is not what I wanted to do. But anyways, it was planted in my mind. And trust, if something gets planted in your mind, it's gonna stick. You know, this whole thing, I keep on telling my little brothers, you know, you know, they might seem like they're not fair or whatever, but they're there to help you. See, I'm just gonna share a little story about me, my life. I grew up in a very strict family, a very religious family where I was not allowed to go out. I had curfew and. So I always imagined myself Fitla varsity and going wild, like going to clubs and all. You know, I couldn't wait. I remember the time I got my matric statement. I was imagining all these things. I'm gonna be living all fashion. I mean, I'm gonna be having my own space. I'm gonna do everything that I was not allowed to do. But I got to varsity and did that happen? No, because what happened? They planted that whole thing in my mind. You are not allowed to do this, that, and this is why. Well, the good thing about it is that now I used to question, okay, why? Although the reason I shouldn't go out there and sound, it didn't make sense at that time, but I got to realize it when I got to varsity. Okay, now it makes sense. They planted that thing and they kept on watering it. And if a tree, let me give an analogy, Scary. If you plant a seed and you keep watering it, it grows. It becomes a tree, and a tree, it bears fruits. So judging without even realizing, you actor somehow, acting like your mother without even planning to be like your mother, you know? So such things, yeah. Kind of where were we? I keep on forgetting. Oh yes, the fact that they plan things like I want to be a doctor, I want to be a doctor, and they keep on telling you, no, we're not gonna go to a doctor, and neglecting what you want to do. I mean, kids, kids are very smart. If you just sit or level long enough 5 years, you realize even the conversations they'll shock you. They're very smart, and then their reasoning. Have a conversation with a kid and with like reasoning. I don't know why people keep on saying guys, kids are very smart. And then you should pay attention. Okay, I have identified the problem. My teacher, they keep channeling kids to go certain streams that they want. It's like they want us to live their failed dream. You understand? So I think we should allow, because generation we are getting married, we are having kids, we actually have kids, generation in Alabama. So let's talk about how we can improve this generation that is coming, our kids. I think buy them toys, like various toys. Like right now we have like educational toys, a lot of them. Doctor, reka mic, all those things, and just pay attention. Then group them. If you see them or they like playing soccer a lot, buy them soccer boots. Take them to the field, expose them to what they love doing, and I tell you, there is nothing that is as nice as living your own dream. I mean, being passionate about something that you are doing. When I tell you, I feel happy. I feel so happy. I remember when I started working. After my hours are done, because the hours were quite short, they'll be like, but why was I? Because it didn't even feel like a job. It just felt like I'm getting paid to do something and playing a game. When you're playing a game, you don't want people to stop you. It is so fun. If you're doing something that you're passionate about, it does not even feel like a job. And yeah, that's one thing that I have identified, and that's the possible solution for it.
If there's anything I'd want for the Black generation to change, it's the thing of thinking that kids don't have a brain. We have this tendency of treating Bana as if they don't have working brains. I used to ask my mom if Masia had a headache, and I think that was a dumb question, but in a way, I was curious to know if little babies ever experience headache. It's one thing that gets planted into a child. Whatever you tell a child from 0 to 12 years stays with them for the rest of their life until they decide to unlearn it. Maybe being 12 years is still a baby because he's still under your parents' roof. He's still doing what they want you to do. But if maybe it will change when a child or success looks like being a doctor, success looks like being an engineer, success does not look like being a DJ. I think the moment we change that, we'll have more productive souls, more happy souls in workplaces. Because now you force a child, I want to be a teacher. Teachers, they just, what's actually kids? It's saturated. Nobody wants a teacher now. No, I want to be a doctor. Doctor says, what else? We don't bring kids, we don't give kids that.
And you see, right now they're overstuffed. The government will at some point in the doctor. Like whoever thought?
Bruh, who would ever get to a point? I remember there were a lot of cries from doctors that they're not getting placement and everything. And I was like, hey, you're a whole doctor, you don't have placement. So it's just one of the things that we should stop shaming. We should stop shaming professions. There's this other thing, I think I spend most of my time on my phone, on my socials, and there's this thing poster. I hardly ever think they are poor. It never gets to my brain. So when I see someone upload that, if you think for a person who works at the corner is poor, so because there's definitely no one who sits and think that person making that much money is poor. So
Yeah.
we shame professions. We shame professions. So no, I sell veggies. No, I sell so like we shame streams of income, and it's totally clean. It's all go fancy. My nephew, my nephew. This other day we were just chilling, and then he starts. There's a shack in front of my house. He starts asking me, "Who did I in that shack? Okay, let's go." I open for him so that he can see. He sees that, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna open a barber shop here, and you're gonna be my first customer." A barber shop. He's like, "Yeah," and you don't come going. I wanted to like the first thing that came into my mind was like, "No, you can't be a barber. You can't be a barber. You have to be this." But then I just said, "Oh, if he wants to be a barber, then he can shave my head off after his second. If he doesn't like it, it's fine. We'll find something else to do." Mara, trust me, my first instinct was that try to over something else when you can't be a barber. So if TV, most of the teachings actually takes place in the house. A lot of teachings like if related TV and then something pops up, Mara Ogata Adiran Cheso Arutevile, there's also that thing Mara Ogasive does Urutevile. No, I want to do this. If we allow kids their autonomy, like I want to be a soccer player. Sure. I'll cover you to the ground, I'll buy you everything that you need. You're gonna come back, you're gonna be a soccer star. So that's just some of the things that we need to stop doing. Shaming a profession. Because like when you are 2, 3, 4 years, they stick with you forever. Like just like this thing when you thought when you got to university you're gonna be this wild child. I also thought I was gonna be a wild child, but 3 years ago because I still have that thing I can't be out. Even now, my mom chases me out of the house because no, you have to go out, but I can't. I never got used to.
It's planted.
It's planted.
So, you said something very profound, Dokoro. We should stop shaming streams of income, and I agree 100%. To the audience, you are still watching Baywaves. We are live on Bold Moves Radio, raising the flag for an African child. Like I said in the beginning, we are breaking generational curses. We are here to reclaim our Africa back. So today we are talking about the life ladder. We are talking about transitioning from a child to an adult, things that we should do away with, things that we should relearn, and all of those things. Yeah, there are a lot of things that we are going to talk about. I just hope the time, I'm looking at the time right now and I'm like, we still have a lot of things to talk about. I hope you guys have your notebooks. Please call your little sister, even that great art child. We want them here because we want them to hear this conversation. This conversation, from a toddler to ugogo ekaya. So please engage there in the comment section. I'm just gonna go out because we don't have somebody reading the comments. I'll be reading to you, Tahato, and the audience. Okay. So you just respond where you need to respond.
All right.
Okay, I'm here. All right. Strike Manganya Ari, wow, it means your service is so needed and has great business opportunity of growth. Also partnering with young businessmen and women who can invest in your profession for business reasons with financial muscles, you can be able to plow back to the underprivileged as your social investment. He also said, your heart is very good, but it has been proven that when people get things for free, they don't value it. Those who have money and medical insurances should pay, and then you can help the poor and underprivileged. Yes, so that's to you, Takato. And then we have Prudence. Shout out to you, Prudence. I hope Takato delivered my message to you. Yes, she said we do have road shows, but mostly hosted by the private practitioners. She said that's what public hospitals are doing, free or small fee paid for admission. This is what I was saying, Gore. What you want to do is what the public hospitals are doing already. And she furthermore said we need to put ourselves on the map to be known 100%. Hence, we are here to reclaim our Africa back. We are just the voice, but we all need to act together. Nigeria, we are calling you out. Congo, Mali, Tanzania, everybody, Africans, we should come back and regroup, unite, and fight for our Africa back, not forgetting our identity. And Prudence, she said we lack recognition. Yes. Let's see more. We have Karabo Tipani who's saying, always a pleasure tuning in. Shout out to you, Karabo. Yes. Back to you, Takhato. I'm done reading the comments.
I did deliver your message to Prudence. Prudence is actually my senior at work. So if I catch smoke, you guys better come rescue me.
Okay, wait. I still have some things here. Strike Mangani are in fact from birth to about 7 years. Those are very important years shaping the world of your subconscious mind, and is therefore very crucial what a child is exposed to. 100% Pastor Strike. Ke ntho ne ke bolelang gore mohlare o kobolla o sa le o monanana. If you want to shape a tree, you start shaping it from that early stage. Prudence, hi Prudence. Amen. That's what I usually tell people. Let kids have a choice. Do not make them live the life we failed to live. Let them live their own. Guide them, but let them choose what they like. 100%. Back to you, Tahato.
Yes. I just want to comment on Pastor Strike's first comment. We should let the private ones pay, and then I never thought of it that way. But I'm gonna do it. And like the 0 to 7 years to about 12 years, they're very crucial, guys. Like, it's very much important to treat kids like human. I actually treat, I'm a bad person for this, but I treat kids with more respect and like attention than adults, because you more likely to get like serious stuff from the kids than an adult. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. Okay, now we are transitioning from a preschool or primary child to a high school child. I think that's where it's approaching the climax. Yeah, that's where you make your life. You kind of direct yourself, because after that, if you go for your sciences, or your stream, it's along those lines. So you need to be very careful, especially if you're choosing these streams. Know what you want to do, and then look not check the ability. Because not regular ngwana go tšea bo di 10, di 15, ka ba ke re nna ke nyako ba doctor. We know they go through that academic drilling. You need an A+ student, and then if at the bona gore wa fokola, but I think you should pay attention to that. Kakato, I know you did some amazing research about TVETs. Do we call them TVETs?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yes. You did a research about them. So can you just tell us about it? Or okay, let's just say this is me, Happiness. I'm struggling. I passed my grade 9, get to grade 10, but hey, I moved from pure maths to math, but I'm still not winning. So what can I do at that point?
Before I address that, there's this word that we love using, and Reberekisha Mobane most of the time. We love telling kids for these slow learners. I beg you, the moment you declare on a slow, because you're gonna catch hands from me. No one is a slow learner. I hate that word because I've encountered kids who were labeled slow learners, but when I get to talk to them, these are real people. They grasp whatever that I'm telling them very quickly. So I would say that slow ka pace ya bang, ka pace ya or ka pace ya bona. And I think the moment you ka pace ya ga ora go then ta rentse sa again. Because it's so condescending because that child is gonna grow up like a slow learner and you've already there's nothing more. Like it's like I hate that word. I hate that word. The moment you go to a slow learner, so we also have this thing for TVET colleges are for slow learners. I'm going to reset your mind. So TVET stands for what does it stand for? It stands for technical vocational education training. So you have your FET. Your FET is your grade 10 to grade 12. Let's not, because we're going to FET college. No, my darling, you are going to a TVET college. FET is your grade 10 to your grade 12. Then from there, you go to a TVET for technical.
Wait. I have a question. Mose kana ke eng ele kwa gaufile rena kwa Marble, is it ko Marble Hall?
UCS Balo FET. I think they've incorporated the FET because there are these levels. Because there's, I think when you get there, ufikilega grade 9, you have to go through certain levels to cover grade 9 and to cover grade 10, 11, and 12. But really, FET get grade 10 to grade 12.
But what about those people that pass that grade 12, then they still go to FETs? Does that mean they have to they're redoing the whole thing? I don't understand.
No, they're not doing the whole thing. They're now doing it's a TVET, a technical vocational education training, So when TVET usually they are more practical than your theory. That's where you get to do your experiential learnings. That's where you get to do internships. That's when you get to do your learners. So TVET, okay, if you want to be employable, sure, you can go to, if you don't have the option to go to university, TVET is your best option. Trust me, that's where you're gonna get your, if when you can do the light bulbs come along, that's where you're gonna get taught how to do the light bulbs at Jago Spec, Jago Airport. If when you like managing your spaza shop, that you do business management, or UJ, go to a TVET, because those are the TVET you prepare to be employable. They give you the tools, they give you the technical experience of things. They used to tell us for if I want to do engineering, it's fine if I do university because you can get employed, but really, who wants an engineer with a whole lot of theory?
Practical.
Yeah. So that's
one. Yeah, that's a good one. For so long, I think the colleges, they've been trashing it. Like college,
yeah.
I remember how they classed it. Higher certificate or your college, diploma or your University of Technology, bachelor's, what, you go to university. That is so wrong. That is very, very wrong. Because if you check, employable engineers, they absorb them go to college. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with university, but for certain streams, guys, do your research. If it requires more practicals, it is advisable for you to go to a college or University of Technology. No cap. Little 2000, no cap.
Yes, no cap, darling.
Oh, no cap.
That was a banger. So
yeah.
So it's like desensitize your mind from using the word slow, because if you're gonna roll with flow, you're gonna be stuck over city doing something that's dribbling you when you could have just went go TVET college. Wa tseba gore wena o kgona go faka le bone le ka go faka la molong la faka le bone go na le gore o eme for a certain period of years. Absorbing before you go to faka. Not like you must think of, like, you must think the way your mind thinks, not the way if you read something now, why after 2 days, we leave it. So treat your mind like if you know for it, this thing is something that you're gonna be doing quite a lot of times, rather go where they're doing it a lot of times. So over incredible, and it's funded, guys. It's funded by NSFAS. You can also get a bursary to find your thingy thing. What I also like at TVET because is that you can even do distance learnings, and you can go to work while you're learning. It allows it flexible. Understand? You don't always have to go to class. Long just as in when next meal coming. So at least at TVET, later on you go study, write your exams, pass, and then you move. Later, you must stop there. If a UNISA is gonna work for you, do enroll for UNISA. If Skukune FET college is gonna benefit you, go to Skukune FET college. Don't let pressure. You can go to a TVET even Opasite grade 9. Like the moment Opasa grade 9 and you see for going further, it's not gonna work for you. You can go and apply and still continue with school.
I have a question, so wait, before we jump anywhere. You said there is funding, like NSFAS can fund you. So me being a grade 9 dropout, can I still be funded by NSFAS?
You can still be funded for NSFAS.
What? Where is this information? Where is it?
Was it announced? It was announced some years ago, and obviously people clowned it. I'm sorry, guys, Marana, black people bambora. Everything comes as a clown moment for them. It was announced a few years back, maybe 2 to 3 years. For if you have grade 9, you can offend high school. You have that option to go to a college and not continue with grade 10, 11, and 12. And reclown me like we clowned it. I get so why did we do that? So we ended up overlooking whatever that came with that announcement. Just so we can leave your high school grade 9 enroller at a college. You can do that. You can get funded by NSFAS for it. You're a student. So they will fund you if you qualify for an NSFAS funding. You can also get a bursary if you qualify for a bursary funding.
But you see the disadvantage about that, I think, not that I think, I know it is, it's discouraging. If I'm told, just go look at grade 9, what's the point of me going to grade 10? So that's why I think it's highly encouraged. Or no, fetch school until then I think that's when you can decide to go another way.
Yes. I beg to differ. I'll take my high school, for example. My school offers, if you were to do your economics and business management, automatically you get a math literacy as a subject. If you choose to go for your physical sciences, you get geography or agriculture as an alternative. If you want to do a CA, you already have your physics, you have your math, but you don't have that accounting. For you to do accounting, you have to switch to that stream where automatically you get a math. Do you understand? So our educational system going from grade 10 is limiting. Because now I take the general stream where is your math literacy, or I think now you can pick from math literacy, mathematics. But still, there's geography. How long are you gonna sit go grade 10 or level geography when you can just go or enroll like your grade 9 then go further? So it's just I think this grade 9 thing offered a very nice solution for people that don't really enjoy the subjects that are offered more Like take much money has like 1,000 students, like 1,000 learners every year, more than 1,000. Much money is saturated. So now for start up much money because I have to finish to grade 12. No, you don't necessarily have to get all the way to grade 12. If grade 9 now affords you to get into college, do go to college. Uska hata multiply shit ka mmereko o ileng gore is not gonna be, nice to you. This leads me to Tabaya gap year. We should stop shaming gap years, guys. Like, look at me. I made a decision when I was 17. I have to live with it throughout my whole life. Do you understand? I've now wasted 3 years. I could have just, after matric, I just gather my thoughts, decide I want to be an officer. I'd be much more happier with that choice. And so if you do want to take a gap year after your grade 12, gap year, it's called a gap year. It's a gap year. A year is 12 months, 365 days, and 366 days, 4 years. So it's a year. The moment you shoot that gap year, there's something wrong. You have to go back to your drawing board. But we should stop shaming Tabayadi gap years and stuff. They really, I think it's not fair to force someone, I made a decision I went to Pretoria by my own. I registered and everything, but I had to send documents back home or sign for consent. Doesn't click I made a life-changing decision, but I still have my parents to sign their papers. To me, it doesn't make sense. So I feel like I need to make a decision choose a feelings package high school. Yeah, pressurized. Which, before you talk happiness, leads me to Tabai of attaching age to your dreams. My darling, even if Ofeja your course at 35, you did good. I remember it was after Dr. Cindy Van Zyl passed away, may her soul rest in peace. There were times where she was explaining when she became a doctor. She's like her things were starting to come together at the age of 42. Marina Ramone Ali this land. So that whole thing taught me how was it this thing of I want to build a house by 25. It's nice, it's sweet, but don't pressurize it. If by 25 you're still at school, it's fine. Accept that you're still at school and work towards that. But don't tell them let this thing out when you sit in class and then someone is fit. It's like I'm telling you around high school when someone is like 18 and then by the grade 10. They're just I don't know, like pass low or something. Like it's just some of the cultures that we created for it. They're dysfunctional as we progress.
All right. Yes, guys. It's heated here. You are still watching Bay Waves. I'm your host, Happiness, and I have my beautiful and amazing co-host, Tahato. Yes, we are talking about the life ladder. We are still on step number 2, which is high school. We talked about the first step, which is primary and preschool, things that we should do away with at that level. And now we are here, high school, and TVETs. If you're out there listening, grade 9 or grade 10, it is not the end. It's not the end of the world. Takhato did say, do not attach your age to your dream. So if it doesn't matter if you're 35 or you are 28, or 1995, Barry, research, Barry, you can actually go to a TVET. There's a TVET in every province. You can go there, grade 9 and you can do the course in then. So yes, Takhato, thank you for that information. I also learned, I didn't know you can even get funding, because I used to know, okay, grade 10, but I didn't have proper information about that. So thank you for teaching us. And the other thing, let's just now assume what decided to take the left direction, which is TVET. TVET. We gave them information. So now we want to know about those who are completing matric. So we find things like NBT in grade 10, or was it grade 11 or grade 12? I don't remember. We were forced to go write an NBT test. Can you please tell us what NBT test? NBT, tautology, NBT.
NBT are better. That's all I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Okay. An NBT is a national benchmark test. We wrote it grade 11.
Mm-hmm.
Late grade 11 or early grade 12. I remember arranged because there are some universities that are going to require you to write an NBT. And if your school can arrange that for you, it's kind of expensive to write one. But the University of Honolulu, about again, UCT, yeah, with Stellenbosch, they require you to write an NBT. So an NBT requires 2 tests. It's literacy, quantitative literacy, then again math. Guys, you know math, if you have a little child in your household, that's just the NBT. So in the test, you write the whole day from in the morning until late afternoon. It's long, with short break to switch the things. So you don't take your calculator. Guys, we failed NBT. My friends and I failed it, and we were just like, it's fine, because we didn't understand. But yeah, so you write an NBT, automatically you write it with your ID. So you are loaded onto the system. If you apply to a university that requires you an NBT test that you've already written, your results are sent to that university, and then they can do that. So what they do is test if you can take on the load of the tertiary coursework. It's nothing in particular. Like even if you're going to do, because remember we just wrote it because they said an NBT. Matter for your actuarial sciences, for your medicine, for your top class engineering, you have to write that test. And if you get a low mark, you might not get accepted at that university.
100%. The other thing, besides the fact that it is required for certain courses or certain institutions, it can be used as a motivation. APS is shorter. So we have something called APS, kiddy points. Takato is also going to be telling us by the calculator. So let's just say I want to study engineering, and the APS, it's 35. And then Gigrele 30. So what I can do, I can write the motivation. If ke passitse NBT eliaka, then I end up qualifying. So it's like grace. Bazalwane, they like calling it grace. It qualifies where you were not qualified. So yes, please tell us what APS certain courses. Tell us about it.
So when you in grade 12, trial, you write a trial, and then they're gonna combine with your CAS mark. I think it's CAS.
At home, I don't know this thing. I'm in grade 10. Help me understand. Break it down for me. I don't know what CAS is.
So when you get to grade 10 to grade 12, also every day having breakfast, having to walk through rates and everything, you're working towards 35% of your year mark. Then your exam is just 75%. It's the 75%. So every day when you go to class, whether you get 100% or at the end of the day, you're just gonna all divide it by 35% of the work. Then your exam, it's 75%. So if you're a matriculant and you're watching this, do study for your exams, because whatever mark you're gonna get on your statement is your exam mark. They're only gonna take 35% fake grades. That's what an NBT is to APS. So you got it. Okay, happiness mara waisha. So it will take 30% the year mark added to the exam. That's what they do. That's what an NBT is. So an APS is an application score. It's an application point score. The highest you can get is 42, my darling. It's 42. I hope you guys are smart to get 42. So this is how they calculate APS. Actually, you see on your whatever platform the university that you want to apply for uses. I'm gonna use TT as an example. On the iNebla, you enter your marks, you enter your spell E80, English 89, Maths 90. So they at the end they will write they'll write for eligible to apply for diploma, eligible to. So the points do that. Your 80 is your 7. If you check your report, 80, but 80 to something, 7. To something, get that thing. So you take all those numbers, the levels, you add them, except for life orientation. So you calculate your APS without life orientation. I don't know why, but also you write your last life orientation examination trial. After that, you no longer have to deal with life orientation. So unfortunately, it's too late for the matriculants about this year, but the next year matriculants do study your life orientation, because we take life orientation for granted. Mara exam is long greater. So do study for your life orientation. And then I did explain most of the highest you can get is 42.
Yes.
And you can only apply for University of Technologies if it's 19. Most of their minimum requirements, the APS is 19. Here's where you guys do not get it. It's the minimum. Yes, you do qualify to apply. Mara, if happiness for the 2 years, you out. So don't strive for the minimum. If minimum get 19, at least get 25, 27, 30. Because one thing I've realized, bypassed. So you have to fill up your salts. If you want to study orthotics and then the APS is 19, do strive for a 42, guys. Like, honestly, go long, strive for a 42. The nicest thing about APS, a high APS, is that it gets you everywhere you want to get into. It honestly, like, motivate, it's your academic CV. You just hand it in, and the moment they see the nice numbers there, you stand a chance to be accepted. That's what APS does. And then okay, you can go.
So maybe you're gonna answer the question that I had. You can go on. I'll come after you.
So another thing that APS is that it applies also for the TVET. I'm just not quite sure about this. They didn't really specify. But then before you apply, guys, to avoid applying a budget at home, make sure what you're applying for is in line with the APS that you have. If then okay, please.
No, I'm laughing because it's true. Guys, they do right. Or minimum APS is 40. When you go with your 18, what's in your application fee? What's in your child? 200 rand Let's not be ignorant. They are there, they are written. If you're interested in a course, check the APS, or okay, do I qualify? The subjects that are required, do I have them? If you do not, don't take your chances. And something that you also said, they don't take note of life orientation. Yes, when they're calculating, but I tell you, if so 40, let's just say we're applying for the same course, and then now they're gonna start looking into our LO marks. So Oscar, why neglect that? Because it does not count in your APS. It will, because if they find somebody with the same score as yours, they'll check other marks. That in this case, it's only life orientation. So please do not neglect life orientation.
And do not neglect your languages. One other thing that we neglect is our languages, especially home language. Guys, if they find out you failed your home language, honestly, it's bad. It's looking bad for you. They don't care what government will really 7 or
really 100%. If you fail home language,
you out. You out. They're gonna consider all our entering level 4 physics, you will just level 7. Moral of the story is that every subject is important. We had this syndrome. For student learners don't pay attention to the other subject as long as their math and science really beautiful. And then when the statement okay, what's this now? Don't be like that. Focus, balance. We're not saying forget 42, but do balance. Do balance. If you can get 42, congratulations. You must balance, and you must do your research. But from you, like the competition is high out there. If you watch after the results, like a day before the results, you just this show, where the minister IFA, the top students in the award. Do you see how many of them are there? You're gunning for the same cause. Guys, you must make your academic CV look nice. Before we get to the original CV, make your academic CV look nice. The APS is also the one that's going to attract funders to you, because get the results in the job. Like as soon as you get an SMS on your phone for your results are above the results, you J received the results, you Ellie received the results. Wherever you apply, they have received your things. So now imagine computer le grade a 7 ka LO but a 5 ka menzi wena u grade 7 ka menzi mara LO ya ga go ya teka bua. It's be careful around those things.
And your metric is important, guys. That's key. Education is the key to success. That's the key that they're talking about. Because if your key is not proper, which door are you gonna open? So we're still talking about the life ladder. We are on step number 2, high school. Now we are transitioning to the third one, which is life after high school. But before we can get there, can you take me back to when you got your matric statement or your results? Well, I have a beautiful story to share. I remember I was not nervous. Initially, I was not nervous. I only started getting those butterflies in the morning. I don't know where they came from. I started being nervous, and I'll see people posting their statuses. And then at the time, I didn't want to subscribe to that thing, checking your things online. I wanted to see my results on the statement. The only thing that I subscribed to was that SMS one. So I was waiting for it. My results were not coming. So I decided, okay, on that day, airtime and go check them online. Then my grandfather was if you know where I stay, that's the main road, like busy. And my grandfather was there at the Tlagolela. No, it's fine. I go to him, grandfather, that I'm all airtime, go check the results, Jack. Hey, how happy go check the results. I know my grandfather answered 20 rand the The minute he gives me that 20 rand, a buzz on my phone. I'm like, what? Then I check through the notification panel. Okay, when I told my God exam number, I'm like, what? Wait. Then ka dula nyana ko motaneng wa garage ka dula okay, breathe. And it's at that time he started noticing, or no, I have changed. I was sweating, I was shaking. It's like, okay, give me I gave you money for your time, so why are you acting like this? I'm like, Tatemolo, just wait. Just wait, I'll explain to you. Okay, I'm like, emanyana, Tatemolo. And I opened my phone. I saw, okay, exam number, got such and such results. I'm like, what? And this, like, no, I was so excited. I was very excited. I jumped on my grandfather. When I tell you, my grandfather, he's now 80 years old. And at that time, he was, I think, 70, it's been 5 years. I think he was 75. Yeah, he was 75. And Tatamugala 75, I jumped on him, literally on the back, and we fell together. So imagine on a busy road, now the taxi, like, what is happening? What's happening? We got up from the ground and we were red because we are all looking red and we were looking like ghosts. He carried me. Painful, my grandfather. Guys, I love my grandfather so much. And now we went to tell my grandmother. I feel like my grandmother got the shock of her life when Arabana really dipped Kamobung. I have tears. My grandfather is here like, ah. What is happening? I'm like, when I got my results. No, it was a very happy moment. It was a milestone. It's actually a milestone. Whenever I think about that day, I just melt. So please, guys, you don't want to miss that feeling. I want to go miserable when people are getting the results. Work as hard. If it doesn't go well, you can always try again. You can try other things like TVETs. It's not the end of the road. But what I'm saying is work hard so that low grind results. So yes, how is yours?
So now I'm that type of person. I had like the brightest friends. My friends were very bright. Like especially really difficult because you always have to study. Okay, so I said I subscribed the night ever announced those kids that I'm talking about on stage, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my results, get SMS. It was just vibes. It's just vibes. People never try to get stressed. For me it was just vibes. Until in the morning.
In the morning it's a problem. In the morning it's a problem.
At 5 a.m. I was up. SMS. My sisters were sleeping. I in the same bedroom with my sisters. But then, because why are you sleeping? Like, why am I going through this alone?
Moral support.
And then guess 6. Okay, I eventually just decided to run after, like, yo, jogger. But that day I went to jog, guys. I jogged. I came back home. Still no results. So like, you know what you've written, you know what you have studied, you know what I did this. 6, I think around past 6, SMS and I threw my phone. I was waiting, and as soon as that SMS got in, I put it out there, and then I was the only one awake. So I myself too had to get up and take that phone.
Yeah.
And then I knew, okay, now my phone is one of the dry phones on app. It has been like that. So SMS is then I get to work. Yeah. I was like, let me make tea. I was shaking, literally. And then I eventually summed up the courage to open it. And I was like, there's no way in heaven these are my results, but I did
not pass it.
What is this? And then Gasprima, my mom woke up. I used to be a very sickly child. So I screamed, they came running as if something bad was happening. And then the way they saw got the result, my mom was screaming with me, and I think screaming for about 30 minutes. Really true. And then my little sisters woke up, and then after that, I was not even in the mood to go get it from school. So we went there, got it from school. So then I hate this thing getting results because you're so excited for them. The moment you get them, okay,
now what happens?
What happens now?
And then
And then I remember my best friend getting an SMS from Mojo. She's accepted. As soon as I got statement, this had an SMS got in and she was accepted. Last again, it was dry. It was dead. No SMS, no email, no nothing.
Yeah.
And then that October, like when I was still in Michigan, October, I went for an interview for TET for this very same course that I'm in. So now they were taking way too long to reply. So in my head, I'm like, automatically, I'm disqualified. Because even in the interview, I think they should teach us how to go through an interview. Because even in the interview, I remember I take the interview around and it was me asking the interviewer the things that he should be asking me. So I just went home obvious. I failed the interview. But one thing that came through for me once again is that I took my trial report, and then the first thing I did when I sat down on that chair, I was like, these are my trial results. They didn't ask for I had to bring my results over to my brush because
that was a good move. That was a good move.
It was, because it really helped. It really helped, Shem. And then eventually, now you got your result. Where to from here? Get stressed funding. Stressed I think at this point, if you don't get a little bit of depression, you are strong, and big ups to you.
It's very critical. It's a very critical stage.
It is. Because from here, I didn't have funding. I didn't have a school. I sat for 2 weeks Christmas school, guys, with amazing results. As those ones that made me scream for 30 minutes. I had to sit. The whole time, my email was just glitching. And then when that was resolved, NS was rejected because they were. Oh, another thing, guys, when you have applied for NS, make daily checkups on it, because my mistake was not checking up on my status. It turned out because there were outstanding documents that I had to get go the NYDA offices and stuff. So I ended up getting rejected by NSS, but God, Chico, and there's no other Chico besides our Chico that we pray to. God came through. I got a funded bazar.
Amen. Yeah.
So when you went from high school getting into varsity is one of the hardest transitions ever. You move from Mama Gabiang today to okay Gabiang today. I think that's one of the things that stresses me every day. Well, okay, because
your life is dependent on you.
On you, like
you're independent.
I want decision away from winning your whole life.
Yeah,
literally one decision away from winning your whole life. So that's the hardest. You now have to balance your social life. You now have to balance school. You now have to balance your home life. Like there's just a lot of things happening all at once.
That's true.
I think a lot of us get dropped at varsity because we forget why we are there. Guys, we're not gonna lie to you. Varsity womanati. You make your own rules. So you make your own rules, then you have to come back and discipline yourself about those rules. You are close to Cubana, you're close to Ayep, you're close to this, you're close to, especially if you live in Pretoria. And Pretoria is the nicest suburb. I think Pretoria is the nicest suburb because it's not even that dangerous. It's just packed, but it's not that dangerous. So you have to remember, why
Yes.
I think a lot of us get lost along those lines.
Takatsu, you keep on jumping from one step to the other. Yes, we're still talking about the ladder of life, transitioning from a child to an adult, the chronicles of life. Go hashtag adulting. But before get into varsity, you mentioned Tabaya gap year. But before I get to the gap year part, I would like to emphasize the importance of job shadowing. I had the privilege of they organized the whole thing for us, and it was very important because at that point, Kimora were exposed to the real job, seeing, okay, these people, they do this, this, and that. It's not as, because the TV, the media, they'll always sell you things, it's there to sell things. So if you're seeing it on TV, it looks all nice, but maybe if you go to the real world, it might be different. So schools should do more of job shadowing programs so that kids can decide, because after matric, you have one way to go. That's why I think the whole thing job shadowing the streams. Varsity for 5 years, and you ask them, okay, what are you doing now? What. That's a confused mind. And then confusion it started back in high school, you understand? So I think that's where you need, if you feel like you're undecided, give yourself a breather. However, me personally, I do not advise gap year if you do not have a plan. If you're not planning to travel or go on a business, whatever, start your own business or be doing something on the side, do not do it, because although you're depressed, you are going to see your varsity friends posting about varsity, posting about this and that, and we're not and then ngondo ya rusa. If you don't use your mind, who's this Lamarck? I love the scientist of mind. Do you still remember Lamarck, Takatsu, back in life science? Yeah, they discredited his theory because he missed out on a few points. But what I liked about his theory, whatever that you use, it becomes better, and what you don't use, you lose it. And that is true when it comes to the brain. If you don't use your brain, it's going to be rusty. You're not going to think as highly as you used to think before you relaxed your brain, So now I give advice, unless you have something to do. If unless paza shop ka busy ko sona, that's awesome because you're busy. Unlike ka 10 that's not healthy at all. It's not healthy because you're also gonna get used to that life. And so yes, you are speaking highly of gap year. How do you think?
I'm speaking highly of gap year because, guys, now I love God. As much as I have certain issues with God, I love God. God said to us, go procreate. That's our main job, guys, to come here and make babies. That's our first. So, Rena refacile worldly things into the spirit. Do you understand? So now, guys, you didn't come, you were not born to work, think until you die. What happened to me I was not an advocate for gap years because I believed if you don't have something to do. But let me tell you what happened. My previous practicals were hell. I was in hell. I was legit bending the Satan in hell while on earth. I even got a mini stroke from all that work, from all that pressure. And then I think God saw I'm bailing myself out. God closed every door for me to get an internship. So I had to sit at home. I graduated in my gown. Every day I would wake up. I even had a routine. Wake up ka 6, go bona karabo, come back, letjatjing. Ka 80, the soapy dia repeater, ke generations. I even had this other one, and I started liking. It was just that every single day I didn't have anything to do. Like legit, I didn't have anything to do. When I tell you, I've never been more refreshed in my life than that, I'd be lying. So guys, when you do find time, if you feel yourself burning out, tia break. It's fine. It's fine even if you don't have to travel. It's fine if you don't have like if you don't take care of this vessel is not going to take care of you, because you need the same body that you're burning out to get out there. You need the same burning. I was talking to my high school teacher. She's old. She remembers this old. She told me she went back to school at her old age. She's not been studying for a very, teaching the same thing every year.
No, that's not true. That is not true. I myself, I go correct him more, because it's not the same. You're not teaching the same thing. When I tell you, or every time you teach somebody, you learn something. And there's a difference between when you're doing something and when you're not doing something. That's a routinious. Your brain is still working, because you cannot teach without your brain working.
When I'm seated at home not doing anything, is my brain shut off? No, I'm not in ICU, so my brain does still work. I still have to make supper. I still have to think and keep. I'm a very big advocate for mental health, guys. So you do need to take care of your mental health. If you feel like high school exhausting, do take a break. It's not, I suppose, guys, too. My mom loves saying for the guys, we don't have to clean the house every day. Today, let's just relax. So it's fine. Now I think even there's the same area when you teach someone, you learn something new, blah, blah. But every day you get into class, John is kicking the ball. Happiness, our talent, no, John is not kicking the ball. You're not gonna end up learning something. So your brain is still working. As long as you're not brain dead, your brain is still working. You don't always have to invent yourself something. So if you do, the period does not revolve around going to work. It does not revolve around going to school. You have to take care of your mental health. We had a mental health talk here, and I think one of the biggest things that we left out was resting. You literally get the muscles. I need to rest. Even if for like 3 months, I'm gonna go for Prudence because she sleeps really late. She's rested. You need to rest. Give yourself, rejuvenated. So even if you don't have to travel, you don't have to. Only busy. You're gonna burn yourself out. If you feel like sit down and rest. It's a gap year. Get yourself together for that whole year. Then go back. It's not true. But when their brains are not working back like a life support, if you're not on life support, your brain is still functional and you can pick up on anything and everything, guys. Rest.
We are actually saying the same thing, just that we are saying it in different ways. I am not against gap year, but what I'm saying, Corey, you need to be busy with something. You are not supposed to just sit. Listen, being busy with something, it doesn't mean work or academic things. Just a mere hobby. Get a hobby. Read books. Exercise. I don't know if you're going to take my advice or Tahatsu's, but I'm saying Rusa. She's saying it doesn't, but it's okay. We're not gonna dwell on this conversation. Yes, we're still talking about the ladder of life. You're tuned in Bay Waves, and I'm your host, Happiness, and I'm with Tahatsu here. She's feasting. She wants to kill me. Yeah, no, so we're going to the third part of the letter, which is university. We've already touched on a lot of things about varsity. I think we kept on coming here and just taking something. But something that is very important that we have already spoken about, ke taba ya research. You get to university, no allow course. I'm not gonna bash uh, certain courses, but ufitla ba re keng, soil management. It's a course about soil management. What is it about? Do you did you make a research or no course available, then you just want to throw yourself in? I think it is important. What's about, okay, this course, am I gonna be employable after? Is it an academic? Because the academic course is where you're just gonna go on with research for the rest of your life. It's just gonna be research. So people don't pay attention to the things like BSCs. You think after graduation that's you're gonna get which is not true. After BSc graduation, well, there are different types of BScs, but most of them, if you finish a degree, you're as good as nothing. You should go furthermore, create your honors, and then you can start getting your jobs there and there. But the main goal for certain courses, get PhD so that you can do research. You find your aeronautical, what. Come on, South Africa, do we even have bodies jago coverage, you aeronautics? I don't know of them. So I think it's things that people should look into before enrolling for a course. Or check or how many companies are out there that can hire you, such things. What do you have to say, Tahato, about courses in university?
With Israel management, as you've made an example. Another reason why I advocate for gap is that you hold yourself into a course that you have just so you can stay in school. You have no
Yeah.
idea of now you've wasted energy, you've wasted resources, Molelo, you could have just took some time out to do the research. Then if Israel management is what you wanna do, then hold yourself in there. Later via the BS, like some of them give bridging courses, but then you to a bridge course for 3 years. Bridging course is 1 year. If you can't bridge it 1 year, I think you should really go back to your bond.
Go back to where the bridge was. Try to
Get
get
where
on
the bridge was.
which direction.
Hey, you can't be in a bridging course. Sometimes like take some time, like before this thing is that's why you get ready to get because over high school only 17 years and you have this huge responsibility on your shoulder to make a decision that's going to change your whole life. So if you feel like that already, it's fine. What's on the consent form so you can chill at home. You can play your TV games while you think what's gonna happen next.
But anyways, that's that's still cool. That's okay. Another thing, Kitabaya, preparing for employment. You don't prepare for employment after graduation, guys. So if you are studying, let's just say what course can I think of right now? Oh, engineering, for instance. I also know about employment after matric. I mean, after graduation. I think I'll start on more first year, start identifying the companies that you'd like to work for. And then over phone, write an email or can I just come? Or job shadowing. If it's not job shadowing or volunteer, you can even be a coffee lady, just to see if you're really sure about your decision. We're exposure to employers because engineering, engineering, they're gonna call you because they put you in their what do they call it in the system. Yeah, so please prepare for employment. Osaloko University. But right now in the state of economy, I do not encourage career employment. And there's a high demand of employers versus employees. And the sad part is all of us, we want to be employees. It's not going to be possible because so there is a high demand, yeah, the employers. Tagato, you said something about you not being a business person, but you want to um, help batho ka taba ya your profession. I mean, e ka ba taba ya gore you use what you have, like your profession, you get people, you even get your mates that they're gonna help you, get funding from batho ba ko konka, you open this huge institution, you know, the medical center, hire people, you know. Pastor Sarek was still telling me about these brothers that are teachers and they opened a college. So with what you have, your knowledge, I mean, you went to school for it, use it and multiply it. Ofela we quoted this verse, you need to multiply. Yeah, you need to multiply. In that way, I for but even with your profession, multiply it. Acrylic degree, what can you use that degree for? It cannot give you one thing. There's a parable in the Bible about this master. Well, I don't know the story properly, but there was a master that gave the 7 star chalet, one coin, three, five, and then the two ones, the one or five will multiply whatever that he was doing, or trillion I multiply. Oh, in A1. And the master was very angry at him. And then why? But then A1. Well, that was also Jesus trying to explain, because Jesus used to talk the parables or explain adilo. So that was his way of telling us, or if I give you this thing, no matter like a single thing, you need to know how to multiply it. And I also heard you talking, Takato, Bible, we are not created to work. But then you get in the very same Bible, the Lord blesses the work of your hands. So it is encouraged. Yes, you need to rest. Even God Himself will rest on the seventh day. So I'm not totally against it. Yeah, so yeah, anything about varsity, Takato, that you'd like to add on?
I love this whole new generation of pushing people to be entrepreneurs, ne? Mm-hmm. In the same way we're trying to raise entrepreneurs, let us not just shame daytime works, guys. It's fine if you're striving to be an employee. It's fine. I've seen it quite a lot of times. Now it's like shameful when you're not a boss, or if you know who you're a servant, go be a servant, my darling. If you want to open up your own barber shop, it goes back to Tabaya to stop shaming professions. There are ways where you can be your boss while you still have your daytime jobs. You can invest. Easy Equities has provided that. You can trade crypto. Luno has created a platform for that. Can be a YouTuber, you can be this, you can be that. Let's, in the same spirit as we are, encouraging people to be employees. It's just fine to be an employee. So while you're in varsity, firstly, you need to be employed so that you get the money to be an employer. So strive for courses that are making you employable. These are usually found at good TVED. So if your varsity thing is not working for you, you still have your TVED, my darling. You still do have your TVED to fall back on to be employable. And you can also find give it a virtual network, because you don't really know those people. A very important tool called LinkedIn. You download the app, you just follow all those things that they're asking from you. Then you create your profile, and then you create a network. If you're an engineer, they'll suggest engineering platforms for you, and that's where usually a lot of employers are. Like it's the pool for employers. They are employees, so it's very much important.
Search for you there.
Yeah, they're gonna search for you there. So it's very much important to have a LinkedIn account and always have your CV ready. Always have your CV ready. No, guys. Creating a CV is like playing the lotto. There's always add this, remove this, add this. Whatever format that they taught you go high school, just until you understand this modern way of doing the CV. Because the CV, and then that's it. Because you've removed your hobbies. Remove your hobbies, and then you remove your hobbies. No, remove your race. You remove it. No, remove your. You remove it. So at the end of the day, you know, so when that comment taught you double steady, level English, just roll with it. Roll with it. And the very important thing, references. If Kenali be fluent and you work with you, do not put me on your references because I'm gonna read things for you. Put trusted people on your references. And I give them maybe try calling them to just if they were told what they're gonna say. Because you find your CV is looking all nice and sweet. Maragano obele your last employer like nasty stuff about you. So when you create your CV, be very, very, very careful with your references. And it must be people that like you, people that rate you, and yeah. Another thing that's important, guys, at your workplace by here. So do spread word where no achieve by here. And guys, when you guys are drunk, you spell another CV, then I'll cover the must end.
Yes.
It must end. Like if we're now pronounced like it's fine. But then another 2 false hopes. And do share the vacancies. It's very much important. Follow those even if you less likely to get a job there. Just share. Sharing is caring. Maybe when it does not cater for you, but it caters for 17 people in your circle. Your circle gets to eat, and at the end of the day, they buy you eat.
Yeah, that's true, Takato. You are still tuned in Bay Waves. It's 14 minutes to closing. So we have officially closed the comment section for live responses. You can still comment and we'll respond after the live. So we are talking about the letter of life. We are on step number 3, which is university. We covered the first step, which was preschool and primary. The second step was secondary. We also included life after secondary. Then we are now on step number 3, university. We are moving away from university. We covered everything, right, Takato? Yes, we covered everything. Yeah. Now we are going to step number 4, which is life after varsity, life after graduation. Takator Wudita about LinkedIn, that's where you need. Please update it. If you find a job, go wara. Go there. It's like your online CV. And like she has said, that's where employers look for you. Like that whole profile, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. You just go search for LinkedIn and you put on all your details. It's like your online CV. And then after graduation, preparing for an interview. You know, I like what you said, during that interview, your grade 11 results, which is awesome. If I was in the panel, you would have scored points like, oh, wow, I want you now. I remember with me when I went to my very first interview, I researched about the company. About what they do, their ethics and all. And then I get to the interview, I get asked, describe a stressful situation where you had to blah, 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 blah. I didn't even prepare for that, you know. I prepared for something else. When I tell you, it was horrible because I had to think on my head. I think on my feet, sorry. I had to think on my feet. The other side of the interview about the job, about the company. I didn't think they were going to ask about me, like, why are you so interested about me? Like, there's nothing much. And it was bad. Truth is, it was very bad. Given my speech impairment, now I have to think fast, but my speech is just messing with me. But let me tell you where I showed off. The part where they were like, do you have any questions for us? I was like, yeah, this is my time to shine. Now I'm gonna tell you about your company. And this was me throwing them about my research, about what I researched about the company. And when I tell you about that interview, scored me a bursary. Like it moved from a horrible interview to becoming the best one, because after the interview, okay, when am I gonna hear from you? It was on a Tuesday. Or no, Friday, and they actually called 2 hours later. Yeah, no, we've taken you in. So please, when you're going to an interview, research about the company, research about the thingy. Don't forget, don't forget to know yourself, because they're also going to ask you about yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all from me. Takatu, do you have anything to add?
I think I treat interviews like if umpita for interview, then you already know I've studied this, I've done that. So to add on to that research, they will want to know about you as a person who wants to come work with them. Because at the end of the day, our qualification as a person. So when you get there, you don't tell whether you have a diploma in this, you have this, yeah. No, they already know that. They already know that stuff. They already do. So when you get there, you advertise yourself. Bona, you put yourself on the table. And I think most of us they apply like they're not gonna take me. What if they're as if you're already working there, or as if you already got what you want?
Yeah.
You give off good vibes, you receive good vibes. That's just how it is.
100%, 100%. Yes, then let's just say now you have passed the interview. We move to the next step of life, where you start getting your salary, and now you want to buy your car, you want to buy your house, you want to travel. Now that's where adulting is at. Now you have to pay your own bills. From mama kupalon regular airtime to I need to buy airtime for myself. You understand? That's where independence really starts at. So when I do but I see we are running out of time. I think we are gonna cover most of them in our next show. But things like credit score, but credit loan, I mean, it's for different reasons, but you should always pay attention to your credit score. Marvin Rangwaga, the economist or the CA that we had the other day, he did give us pointers about how to raise our credit score. The things that I remember is you need to use less than 50% of the credit that you've been given. The second one is paying it back fast. So credit is not really your enemy. It could be your best friend, and it could be your worst enemy. So please pay attention to that. The other one, black text, of which I feel like it deserves a show on its own. Like black text, we can say a lot of things. So I'm not gonna dwell much on it. I'm just gonna take the mic and give it to Takhatso Ano Bulela about Jonah text, black text, credit score, if she has anything to say.
After our show, Mr. Marvin, I went and downloaded Clear Score. It actually works, guys. So do download it, upload your things there. It shows you the way. It actually shows you who qualify for in young ground Clear Score. So do download the app. It's very much easy to navigate. It's just there to help you guys. And then if you're going over what you have, they do have like self-help thingy there. It's very nice. Black Taxi, guys, Black Taxi, it just a sit down on its own.
100%.
But what I'm gonna say, Black Taxi, for have your boundaries. Guys, it's very much important. I think one thing that I've learned about adulting is having boundaries. So in everything and anything that you do, you must have your boundaries and have people respect your boundaries. That's the only way you're gonna survive adulting. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, before we close up, we did say a lot about becoming an employee, like interviews, CVs, LinkedIn, but taba ya go ba an employer. Thakgatso, can you tell us, if I have this amazing business idea, how do I go about registering my own business?
Yes. Tabela ya go patela happiness gore I would I will register a business happiness of Bujari, 750. Guys, you can actually go to CICP and they will help you register. You can register your own company. The private company to register in, it's 475 rand. A private, no, not a private, but a non-profit organization without members. So if you have members, it's probably less than 475. And a private one is 125. So if you go to website, they'll attach the website, yes, CICP. It's an abbreviation for a very complicated word. So they will tell you what you need to bring. They'll tell you about retaining your name. They'll tell you about transferring the name to someone else. They'll tell you about those stuff. But if you want to register a business and someone tells you 750, please, I beg. No, I can't.
100%. No, it's actually easy to register your business online. Like, it doesn't even take 30 minutes. You said it's CIPC. I hope Kenneth is here attaching the links and all for somebody who's out there watching and would like to register their own company. And guys, register the company. I still know about I'm registering a company, and because we're just gonna have a trillion companies registered, but we're not doing anything about it. So, but then because I see we are running out of time, we will have more conversations about this thing, about how to start your own business, how to make your business stand out, and. But today, that's where we are ending. It was lovely having this conversation with you, Thakgatso. No, I actually enjoyed. Really, the boys disappeared on us. I thought it was actually gonna be cold in here, but no, I enjoyed, and I hope the viewers and the audience at home, they also enjoyed as much as I did. So yeah, to summarize, we were talking about the ladder of life, transitioning from being a child and a there in preschool to being a grown up who pays for their own bills, whose decisions are now affecting their entire life. So yeah, it was really amazing. I hope you've learned a lot. Please do not forget to come back again next week, 7 p.m. on this platform. We are Bold Moves Radio on YouTube. Go like the page, subscribe, and engage. Even here, please, guys, please comment. Even if you're just saying hello, we love to see your hello. We love to see your name popping up. So please follow the page if you're not following it. Strike Mangani on Facebook. And yeah, Thakgatso, do you want to say your goodbyes?
My goodbye is when you do find the time to rest, do rest. If your body is not functioning, your mind is not gonna function. At the end of the day, you're just gonna think. And please and please and please and a million please stop calling kids the slow learners. I'm begging. I'm literally begging for it. Slow learners. If people are not moving at the same pace as you, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. They're not slow. And that's it from me. I had fun with it.
Good night. I think I want to throw in my last word. Guys, let's not be a slave to the system. Yes, rest, take care of your mental health. But again, reclaim your life. If you feel like you're losing your life, find ways to reclaim it back. The same way we are trying to reclaim our Africa. We are Bold Moves Radio, Bold African Youth, and we are raising the African flag. Thank you. Good night. Toodles.